All right, so this is chapter 8.2. If you would like to do chapter 8.1, it's just review of adding and subtracting. So you can do that for a review before you go into this lesson if you would like. But I'm going to go ahead and start at 8.2. Our essential question is, how can you add tens? So the question is, Barb has 20 pennies. Ed has 30 pennies. How many pennies do they have? All right, so we're trying to figure out different ways that we could solve this problem. So having done comparing numbers before this is really helpful because one way we can solve this is to use base 10 blocks. So let's see, it says, so let's write Barb here. Barb has 20 pennies. So I could just draw my 10 blocks. So there's 20. Barb has 20 pennies. Ed has 30 pennies. So 10, 20, 30. How many pennies do they have all together? So I could just add these together, right? So I could just count on. I could do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then I know that all together they have 50 pennies. Okay, another way I could do this is to add them just regularly like this, 20 plus 30. So I'm going to add one side at a time. I could do 0 plus 0, which I know equals 0, then 2 plus 3, which equals 5, and I get the same answer. All right, so there's actually a second part to this question. It says, Kyle has 40 pennies. So let's write Kyle. And we know, let's do some 10 blocks. We know he has 40 pennies. So 10, 20, 30, 40. Kim has 50 pennies. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. How many pennies do they have? So again, we can do what we did up top. We can add our base 10 blocks, and we can just count on 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So then we know our answer is 90. Or we can add it just like this. Remember, we add one side at a time. So I know I have 40 and 50. I'm going to add this side. 0 plus 0 equals 0. 4 plus 5 equals 9. So I get 90. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next page, page 322. And I want to focus in on our model and draw box here. And it's asking us, how can you find 30 plus 40? So here it's showing you one way that we did earlier. So I have my base 10 blocks, so 10, 20, 30. And I have 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay? So here it says 30 plus 40 equals 70. And I want to show you this way to do it as well, right? Like I showed you on the other page. So we can count on using our base 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, sorry. So we have 7 tens, which we know equals 70. But we can also solve it this way. 0 plus 0, 3 plus 4. Okay? So we know that 7 tens equals 70, so we can add using our base 10. We can add this way, or we can add this way. So 3 different ways, okay? So let's go on to our examples down here. There we are. So draw to show tens, write the sum, write how many tens. All right? So let's just draw this out. So 20, focus here. There we go. Okay, so 20, so we have 10, 20 plus 40. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So how many tens do we have all together? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tens. So how much is 6 tens equal to? If you're not sure, we can just go back and count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So 20 plus 40 equals 60. Okay, and if this way confuses you, remember you can stack and add as well. Add one side and then the other. 0 plus 0, 2 plus 4. Okay? All right, so 30 plus 30. So 10, 20, 30 plus 10, 20, 30. So how many tens do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 tens. All right, so if we don't know that 6 tens equals 60, we can just go back and count by tens using our base 10 blocks we drew. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, so now we know that 30 plus 30 equals 60. And again, you can stack it and add it like this as well. So let's move on to number 3, 40. So 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So how many tens do we have all together? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 tens. And if you don't know that 9 tens equals 90, we can count on. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And once again, you can also stack your problem and solve. 0 plus 0, 4 plus 5. Okay? All right, let's move on to our next one. So 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus 30, 10, 20, 30. So how many tens do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 tens. If you don't know how many 8 tens is, we can count by tens here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So now we know that 50 plus 30 equals 80. Okay? Okay, we're going to do 4 more, and then I'll have you work on a page by yourself. Let's bring this up a little bit. Okay. So we're doing the same thing. We're drawing to show tens. We're writing the sum, and we're writing how many tens we have. So we have 40 plus 40. So let's show that in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay? So now we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tens. We don't know how many 8 tens is equal to. We can count by tens here. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So now we know that 40 plus 40 equals 80. Okay? All right, so the next one is 70 plus 20. So let's draw our tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 plus 20. So 10, 20. So how many tens do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 tens. So if you don't know what 9 tens is, we're just going to count by tens here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So 70 plus 20 equals 90. And just as a reminder, you can also stack and add if that is easier for you than using the 10 blocks. So 0 plus 0, 7 plus 2. Okay? So let's go over here. 10 plus 80. So 110 plus 80. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So how many tens do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, and let's count our tens all together. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So 10 plus 80 equals 90. All right, 60 plus 30. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus 30. 10, 20, 30. How many 10s do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 10s. If we look at our other problems that have 9 10s, we would know that it's 90. But we can also just keep counting by 10s here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. All right. So I want you to turn to your gray page, 324A. I want you to do numbers 1 through 6. And on the back, numbers 1 and 2. All right. See you guys next time.